What's going on, guys? Snaggy here, and it's time to review round 21 of the 2025 NRL season, boys. We had some absolute bangers this weekend. We had at least one absolute poo slinger, but overall, pretty awesome round of footy. I was thoroughly entertained. It was really, really good, guys. Let us know how you went on the punt this weekend. Let us know how you went on your tips out of 8. We went with, let's have a quick look, actually, because I think we did 6. Yes, we got 2 wrong, 6, unfortunately, so not too bad. Ain't mad at it. We want at least 6 at weekend from here on out. So I'm not too sure where we're going to be. We'll obviously go over the leaderboard in our preview weekend, but our preview video, sorry. But heading in the right direction. 6 not too bad. I think we went 7 last week and 7 the week before. So we're back on. We're back on, boys. Not too bad at all. Let's get into these games, but just before we do, just a shout out to everyone in our Discord. We just hit 2,000 members in there. If you do want to join Discord, if you just, you're sitting at home watching footy on your own from time to time, the Discord is dope because we just talk absolute rubbish in there. Good fun, good banter in there, boys. Heaps of good punters in there too, man. It's cool. Most of the boys are cool. If you want to run a punt by them, they'll let you know how it's going, giveaways, all that sort of good stuff. It's heaps of fun, boys. So jump in the Discord if you're not already. And yeah, make sure you subscribe, follow us on Dabble, all that good stuff. I'll leave the links in the description of this video, boys. Let's get into it. Storm, get it done against the Roosters, 30-34. Cowboys, big win. They really needed this one, 38-32 against the Dragons. Eels, massive win against the Brisbane Broncos at Suncorp Stadium. That game was awesome. Gold Coast Titans upset the Warriors in New Zealand, 24-16 for Desi's 500th. Penrith Panthers drown the West Tigers 36-2. Sharkies absolutely don't deserve a game review for this game, but we'll do it really quickly. 14-12. Raiders, man, what a second half team they are. 44-18 against the Knights. And Bulldogs, I've already used the word drown, but the words are correct for them too. They absolutely drowned the Seagulls 42-4. All right, and obviously the Dolphins with the bye. Now let's have a look at the ladder, boys. We've got to use this one because the other one takes so long to update, boys. Oh man, how's this ladder looking? All right, we still have the Canberra Raiders. All they do is win, boys. 16 wins. 2 clear of the Bulldogs, 3 clear of the Melbourne Storm, and the Warriors 12 wins there, rounding out the top 4. Now from 5th down's where it's getting spicy. Every game matters for all these guys now because you can fall out of the 8 real quick. You know, you're going to need at least 12. Penrith might be able to go away with 11 because they have that draw, but I think you're going to need at least 12. So no one's on that yet. So no one's really got that. No one's safe in the top 8 yet. And also you really want to finish at least 5th or 6th, get a home final if you are there. To be honest with the Warriors, I actually don't mind. When Barney and Metcalf went down, I was like, the chances of actually winning the comp this year, very, very slim. I'll still root for you, boys. I got your backs, but what I'd love them to have is a home final. Like, that would just be awesome, you know. So I wouldn't mind them coming 5th, you know, get a big home final, give the young fellas a taste of what it's like. Hopefully they can win that and get to whatever it's called. Is it a prelim? The next one's called. So I don't mind that at all for them, but Panthers, they're right there now. For and against isn't going to matter for the Panthers, even though theirs is a lot better than the teams directly around them. Sorry, not Broncos, obviously, but Warriors and the Sharkies, because they do have that draw. So they're on 27, so they're technically a game and a half. So it's going to be tough, and Panthers do have some tough games coming up too. So yeah, it's pretty dicey. Warriors can still finish in that top 4, but they really got to pull their fingers out. They haven't been great. Sharkies, soft run coming home. They're looking good to finish it. Then we have the Dolphins in here at 8th. I really hope they make it. I wouldn't mind the Broncos finishing 5th and the Dolphins coming in 8th. That'd be a really cool semi-final. What do they call prelim finals? I don't even know, man. I can't keep up anymore. Yeah, so Roosters still in with a shot, but they've got a pretty tough run. Seagulls did fumble pretty hard here. Not fumble, but their for and against took a massive dive in this one too. 9 wins, not a ton of games to spare. They're going to need at least 3 of their last, 5? They're cutting it tight. They're cutting it tight. I don't think anyone outside the Sea Eagles is going to finish in the top 8. I think that might be them. It's not locked, obviously, but it's going to be hard for the Roosters. It's going to be hard for the Sea Eagles, and I don't think the Dragons are going to obviously do it either with 7 wins to their name. I don't think they're going to go 6-0 for their final 6 or whatever, 5 or 6 it is. Sometimes that happens. You get a bit ahead of yourself. You're like, oh, we just need to win 6 of our last 6 or 6 of our last 7. I'm like, yeah, but you've won 6 all year, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's not happening. Like, you've had 20 games to win 6 games. Now you think you're going to go 6 from 6? Like, come on, man. Like, it's tough. But and then we have the Rabbitohs on the bottom, but they do actually have an extra wing over the Titans. They do have a bye in hand. So me praying that the Titans win the wooden spoon. It's not dead, but I was sitting here going, when the Eels beat the Broncos, like, yes, we're home, son. And then the Titans go ahead and get a win themselves. I was like, come on, bro, you're killing me. Absolutely killing me. Anyway, I still think Titans should be favourites to win the spoon. If they get trolled back in a week or 2, they could jag a couple late wins, so fingers crossed. All right. Let's get into these games, boys. Storms versus the Roosters. Someone said to me the other day, why do you say Storms? I'm like, because everyone hates it. That's why I do it, bro, because everyone hates it. So that's why I call them that. I know everyone's going to be like, stop calling them Storms. 5 tries to 6 here, boys. We hit Daniel Tupou as a try scorer in this one. Cracking game of footy. It really was. Stefano Wickamata, that was one of his best games. I will be honest, but we had Xavier Coates to score a try as well in this one for our thing, but how was 11 tries scored and Xavier Coates isn't one of them? But they were just going the other way the whole game. It was painful to watch. A lot of people had him in as a try scorer, a final leg of their multi, and nothing cash, so that sort of sucks, man. But look, the big news out of this one is, boys, is Jerome Hughes. Shoulder came out. There might be more updates by the time this video comes out, but it's fun, just going off what we know. Wouldn't go back in. Doesn't look great. Not too apparently the scans were positive, but that doesn't mean a damn thing. We just saw Ola Kuatu where everything was positive and it popped out again. He's halfway through his first game back. So shoulders are temperamental, nasty things, and praying he's good. But look, I'll be real. Like, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this exact number, but Melbourne Storm, who have one of the best abilities to win games without stars, Jerome Hughes is that one star that they don't win many games without him. I'm pretty sure their win rate without him is in the high 30s, might be low 40s. They're like, when Munster's out, it drops slightly, but barely. Jerome Hughes is the one, because he takes so much pressure off those guys. He plays nice and wide, runner, accurate kicking game. I would not completely write them off to win the comp, but I don't think they win it without him. I just don't. I was just watching the Matty John show, and they're like, yeah, they'll just play through Harry Grant. I'm like, how? He's at the ruck. Like, not dissing Matty Johns. He obviously knows what he's talking about a lot more than I do, but it just doesn't make sense to me. What's he going to do? Like, run more? Like, he runs every time there's a lazy ruck anyway. Like, he can't, you know what I mean? He can't impact the edges. He's a dummy half, bro. So I don't quite get that logic. Speaking of him, he was my man of the match. 1 try, 2 line break assists, 2 try assists. Damn, he had a good one. Look, just a quick touch on the reffing as well. The reffing was awful, but I did, to the naked eye, thought that last pass was forward. I don't argue too much about forward passes just because I don't know if I've got terrible depth perception or what it is, but I'm just not good at calling them. People are like, that is 100% forward, and like 20 people say, I'm like, man, look back to me, you know, or the other way around. I'm not good at it. I know my flaws, bros, and calling forward passes in footy games ain't one of them. But look, I was cool with the call anyway. But whether it was or wasn't, we won't know until we have cameras along the 10-metre lines like this, you know. So, you know, we've all seen those passes where you're like, that was 100, and then you see a different angle and you're like, oh no, my bad. I was wrong. But yeah, look, boys, cracking game of footy, to be honest. I loved every second. I can't remember my bet in this one. I know it hit, but Harry Grant was absolutely enormous, boys. Let's have a quick look through here. Man, Roosters, they're bloody good, but they're just not quite there, eh? Just not quite there. Like, I think they did overachieve a little bit at the start of the year, but they're looking like to me like they're just going to miss out. They're just going to miss out. I might be wrong. Happy to be wrong. I love watching them play. Like any Nwanga Tupou, Teddy, I'm loving watching their front rows. Starting Spence was interesting as well. I actually didn't mind that. They looked really powerful at the start. I thought they had the better of Melbourne's middle anyway. But at the end of the day, Melbourne, missing players, missing Munster, missing Nas, missing Paps, still get the dub, boys. So, massive win for the Melbourne Storm. So far off where I thought they were going to be, especially defensively. Like, they've leaked a lot of points a lot of times, eh? Like, I do feel like Melbourne Storm have changed the way they play a bit. Like someone said, I think this year they've changed it. It's been like that for a few years. They haven't been the team that's just keeping teams to nil like they used to with the Cameron Smith days. But their attack's been so much better than those days, you still don't even care. Like, they're probably actually winning by larger margins now than they were back then. Melbourne Storm used to win a lot of games, 16 to 4, and they only scored 2 tries in that because there was 2 penalty goals as well. Like it was 2 tries to 1, but there was 3 penalty goals kicked or 2 penalty goals kicked or something. It was funny. I was having a chat with. Sorry, I wasn't having a chat, but this guy, some old bloke complaining about the 6 again rule, and a lot of people do that. They're like, man. Because sometimes you just you got nostalgia, right? And you're sitting there and you're like, man, I remember back in the day, and I do that with some stuff, shoulder charges and stuff like that. But I was like, bro, actually go back and watch a game before. Like, I watched a random Melbourne Storm game came on. I can't remember who they were playing. It was like it was just a nothing game. It was just a random game popped up. I was like, I'll flick it on, see what. Bro, it was so I actually can't believe I was so into NRL. Like, everyone's playing because penalties are such a big deal. You know what I mean? Everyone's playing for them. They get one, they kick a goal. It was trash. Like, I actually can't believe it. Like, if you're an old head that thinks, it was better, just because I am too. I'm an old head, bro. Go back. It just not a big game, not a grand final, not a final, not a famous game where it's a big comeback. Just put on a random rugby league game and just watch it, and you'll be like, oh my God, thank God we have the 6 again. It's actually mind blowing. Like I didn't love the 6 again rule when it came in. I'm just like, whatever, that's the rules now. Let's jog on. But I actually can't believe how much better the game is now because of it. All right, after that rant, let's go. So Roosters, 6 games remaining. They got four games against top 8 teams. They really have 6 games left? There's surely not 6 games. That must be 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is 6 games left. Damn. Manly not a top 8 team anymore. Dolphins top 8. Bulldogs top 8. Eels not, but playing like a top 8 team. Oh my God. Melbourne again. Bunny's not. So it's doable. It's doable. It actually is. So they're still in the hunt, guys, but just looking like that team that'll just miss out. I don't want to be too negative on them here, but or the team that'll make the finals and get pumped first round. That's what it's looking like to me anyway. But they got still 6 games, bro. It's weird. It throws you off because you're like round 21, but there's still 6 games because you forget you play in round 27. It doesn't end at the end of 26. Let's get on to the Cowboys versus the Storms. Cowboys versus the Dragons. Look, Dragons, bro. Is this another game, 6 points or less? Wow. If you took Dragons 1 to 12 either way for the year, you'd be up so much cash. I think this is like their 7th or 8th loss by 6 points or less. That's just absolutely crazy. This first half was. I wish we could do first half, second half stats here, but this first half, look at that great completion rate from the Dragons, 91%. Really kept themselves in this one. That's what they've been doing, just keeping themselves in it. But I'll get to what's probably wrong there in a minute. But like dominate possession and you like this and you lose. Like that's wild stuff. Like 43 completed sets to 29. So what's that? An extra 14 sets and they lost. How insane is that, boys? 9 line breaks to 6. This was 8 at half time. How insane is that? Mate, absolutely wild. But, man, the ref let them play the ball quick too. 14 offloads. Let's get down to these missed tackles. Only 25. So that's an all right game of footy from the Dragons. It's an all right game of footy, to be honest. But yeah, Cows looked great first half. Really struggled in the second. I really thought Colin Hess was really good in this game. Tom Dearden was my MOM for this one. Like Tom Dearden, can we just check his numbers for a second? He was brilliant in this one. He's turned himself into a really good little footy player, eh? 2 tries. 12 runs for 181 metres, 19 post contact, 2 line breaks, 1 line break assist, 1 try assist, 1 tackle bust. Let's see if he missed any tackles. Whoops. Griffin Neem missed 6 tackles. Neemy's got to step his game up, bro. 2 missed tackles. That's fine for number 6. In fact, it's good. Very good. Yeah, what a game from Tommy Dearden. Just awesome. I do think they're too far away, boys. Just being real. We've got to go back to what I spoke about just a little bit earlier. It's taken you 21 rounds to get 7 wins. You think you're going to get 5 in the last 6 of your last 6? That's going to be tough, man. It can be done. We saw what the Knights did last year, but man, I think they might have left it a little too late, and I just genuinely don't think they're playing good enough footy to win 5 or 6 games from the last 5 or 6 or whatever it is, you know. So, and that for or against is so rank as well. So, like I said, I don't see anyone here being able to make fine. Look at these; it's just too negative here in the for and against. Dragons with a great for and against from where they're sitting, to be honest. Really, really good. But yeah, look, now just back to the Dragons quickly, man. They're obviously low on cattle, all that sort of stuff, but it is the halves. I know everyone's going to be like, but everyone thinks probably I'm going to sit here and blame Kyle Flanagan here. Bro, King Tongia was so arse in this game. He's not ready for first grade. Looks like a weapon. It can be such a false economy when a player comes into the league and has a good game. I believe his first or second game, he just looked really good. And you're like, oh, he's our 6 now. The main thing about being a good number 6 or 7 in the league is being able to just play it your bad games are a 7.5. You know what I mean? Like, if you looked at Cleary, Dearden, like Moses, guys like this, the top of the food chain when it comes to halves, their worst games are a 7. Absolute worst games are a 7, they make, like I've seen, Dearden had an absolute stinker of a game earlier in the year, but they're very far apart. You get what I'm saying, but yeah, like I actually sat down and was like, all right, let's have a look at this kid, and I thought he was awful. Like just another full year of cup or whatever. I don't know how old he is, whether he can play a different grade, but yeah, he was way off, man. Like way off. Didn't understand starting Blake Laurie. I think he should be in the Super League at the moment. But yeah, look, they're trying, but they just, I don't know about Flano, man. Like, I'm just willing to be patient with the Dragons. They've got some pretty good juniors coming through. But yeah, I don't understand his persist. Like, I'd be doing what Rolesey's doing and just getting rid of some of these guys and the boys will know, the Dragons fans will know the guys' names off by heart. But they've got like that, it's not King Tongia. You know the guy I'm talking about, big Tongan dude. They've got a few good ones in there. I'm like, get some minutes in them and regroup and reload for next year, boys, Just on Jacob Little too. If Cowboys won this, he was my man of the match in this one. He is incredible. I don't know what his contract situation is, but if I'm the Perth Bears and I can't get Brayley, I am throwing the kitchen sink. Well, you wouldn't even have to. You just say, hey, want to start in number 9 jersey? He's 5 undy. Yeah, like lock him up. He is incredible. With the amount of times he's completely changed the game coming off the bench, and he's not replacing a bad number 9. He's replacing Damien Cook, So, yeah, absolute weapon, man. He's a top shelf player. But yeah, it was just. Oh yeah, so I just did want to talk about that briefly too. It was the first 10 minutes, right? Yeah, so what was alarming for the Dragons for me was like their first 10 minutes of this game, they got torn to ribbons through the middle. Like if there's one time in a football game that your middle should not get torn apart, it's the first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes of the second half, there's fatigue in your legs. I know you're fresh and you've had a rest, but not the first 10 minutes. Two clean line breaks through the middle, outrageous. But that was really poor. But look, like again, Dragons are a little bit in the Tigers bag with me at the moment. Just do what you need to do. Get ready for next year, bros. You know, like blood some new guys. Try and get ready for next year. You know. So anyway, we'll have to see how these two teams finish the year off. But I think they both might be missing finals. On to the Brisbane Broncos versus the Eels. Eels getting it done 22-20. Man, this game, I was watching this with my young fella, right, my son, and he was like, he goes for Broncos hard, and obviously they thought Reece Walsh scored that try, and we both said after the game, when we thought Broncos had won, didn't deserve to win that game. And he said it's a massive Broncos fan. They didn't deserve to win that. And, you know, we both, and then obviously they didn't. So whether he was or wasn't off, I thought he was. Parramatta they just deserved this win. They were absolutely great in this, man. And I just want to give a massive shout out to Adam Reynolds. Nothing brings more joy into my life than watching Adam Reynolds make a line break and peel for the try line. Watching his little legs running on a treadmill, running in quicksand is the funniest thing on earth. Thank you very much, my bro. You made my, Saturday night? Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Look, Eels, been saying this for a couple of weeks, and I'm genuinely excited for them next year. Like I said, this is the funny thing, and we just compared the Cowboys and the Dragons, and look, these two have obviously done things a lot different this year, and Eels aren't worried about this year. You know, he's leaving a $1 million player to play New South Wales Cup. My bad. He's building for next year. He's consolidating, and no one's bagging them. Everyone's actually giving the Eels raps at the moment. They're coming third last, but they're like, man, we're loving what they're doing. Like, it's actually looking good. They look ahead of schedule. Like, you look at Doggies' rebuild. Parramatta are miles ahead of where they were through their rebuild. Doggies were awful for about 14 months. Longer. About 14, 15 months. They were awful. Eels are already starting to play some real good footy. Even without Mitchell Moses, you know what I mean? Like, it's good, man. Just Mitchell Moses, bro. Like, I'm so glad he's actually getting the recognition, because I've been a big fan of him for a while, and just watching him, you know, just for example, after he got pumped in the grand final by the Panthers, who every team that ever played the game, I think probably gets pumped by that team. It's go watch that grand final and tell me if you can think there's a team that would ever give that team a run for its money. I don't think there is. Everyone, he sucks. I'm glad now he's won an Origin. He's been out, and then people go, oh, and they're realising, like, and then he comes back and they just start winning automatically again, and he's getting his flowers. And even people who hate Parramatta, don't like Mitchell Moses, hate New South Wales, like, that dude's a baller, man. He can play footy, you know. It's pretty cool to watch, because he's always been that sharp. It's just he never really got the recognition for it. So, and just him to Lomax, I mean, it was just, I mean, hopefully, like, let's pray that we get to see them together next year, fully fit, 24 games. Let's go, because that was nice last night. Oh, Saturday night. Like, that kick, that instinctual, put it on the boot early, falling over the try line, scoring. That's tough. That's just awesome rugby league to watch. Like, that is awesome. So good to watch, man. And yeah, Parramatta as a whole, I don't know what it is. It's not the most exciting footy, but because they're not just hurling the ball around, but it is exciting footy to watch, you know. And yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I love that Rolesey's not just going, well, let's play like Penrith. You know what I mean? Like, he's actually taken a different route. You know, it's defensive minded, but it's not. Yeah, just let's kick to a corner and just try and jam in defence and a back four. You know, they're actually playing a bit of footy, using their middle short passes, spinning to edges, but also playing inside the tram line. It's good. It's just good footy to watch. You know, like Like, I probably much enjoyed watching that game than I did watching the Bulldogs and the Penrith game. Like, I enjoyed this game more, just Broncos playing quite expansive, Parramatta playing expansive. It was just good footy. Just on their defence, Parramatta's defence, it looked comfortable. I mean, Broncos aren't playing around with attack, and it looked very, very comfortable for large chunks of this game. I know they did leak 20, but Broncos putting 40 on teams, So, I'm just really impressed. I'm really impressed with the Parramatta Eels. So onto the Broncos. Look, just Reno needs to be better because he needs to pull. I don't know if you can give Reece, because you don't want Reece not to be Reece, and never. I don't care if Broncos win all those games. I want them to be entertaining and exciting. So, but for Broncos fans, they just want them to win games. I don't know if you could put cues on him and be like, Reece, we're in a like a call that makes him not just rip everything. You're in a block and it's like, hey man, we need to get through our sets, and then you can make a call where it's like, if there's something, let it rip. You know what I mean? Like a code word or a cue. Hey mate, we need to hold the ball for 10 minutes. Just chill the hell out. No double cutout balls, bro. And then you give him a call like, all right, we're winning a ruck. We're on top here. We got an 8-point lead. Let it rip. I don't know. But it was just impatient, all over the place. I mean, we'll have a look at Reece's stats, but I'm pretty sure he would have had about 3, maybe even 4 errors in this one. But again, I don't care. 182 metres, solid, 1 line break, 1 try assist. Play the ball speed pretty slow. Tackles made, tackles missed. Where is our errors? Errors 3. And a penalty. It's a little much. It's a little much, boys. I always said this. When Reece went to the Broncos, I was like, everyone was like, man, Broncos. I was like, bro, because I've watched Warriors games. I was like, bro, you know how many errors dude makes, eh? And the funny thing was, that first year he went there, he was making all those errors, but Broncos was so good it didn't matter. And it was actually crazy that a couple of his errors ended up not costing them, but definitely didn't help them in the grand final. But since then, it's just, I'm totally cool with Reece making 2 errors a game. But any more than that, I think too much. Too much, boys. Little strange, Payne Haas didn't play many minutes in this one. Where is he? It's not even that bad, 49. But he felt like he was off the field for a very long time. I want to see Xavier run a bit harder too. He looks good, but look, Broncos. Yeah, they got to. Let's have a quick look at where can Broncos still finish top 4? Because I really do. I genuinely think Broncos are going to 100% have to finish top 4 if they want to win the comp. The only team I'd say could, and I don't think they will, would be Penrith, because Penrith can beat have proven they can win 4 games against top 8 and 4 teams in a row, whereas I don't think any other team got that score sheet or that resume. Bunnies, Storm, Dolphins, tough. They got Storm twice in their final 6 games. Having said that, Storm haven't been great. They got to pump the Bunnies this weekend. It's at Suncorp. They got to pump them. They really do. They got to put the sword to them. But yeah, I thought Papali'i was pretty good, pretty solid. Good running game. Will Penasini too. He was noticeably back, if that makes sense. Noticeably back. Warriors Titans. Man, shout out to Desi. Got his 500th. Got his win. Waz came out, bro. Lecker, Pompey scored so easily. In our Discord chat, we're going, this is going to be 60-0. This is going to be 60-0. And then within a matter of minutes, there's just tries going back the other way. What was the halftime score? Yeah, 12-10. So 2 tries apiece. And then Titans just owned that second half. Warriors barely fired a shot. It was crazy. I've written down here that. I've written down 95% completion rate. It must have been 95 close to the end there. May have made an error at the end, but look at that, 40 completed sets of 44. I mean, you can see, when we get footy chat and that we interviewing the captain of a team, either pre or post game, and they talk about completing sets. And we're also like, it's boring, but you can see why, right? If this number's higher, this number's normally higher. You know what I mean? It does suck. It does suck. Look, Wars for me, I didn't think they were horrible, but just they need to go back. They need to just also, to me, what this is all the Warriors need to do, right? And they'll be just fine. They'll probably win more games than they'll lose for the rest of the year, and they'll be in the finals and probably have a relatively decent final. They just need to sit down, watch the Bulldogs game that just happened, and watch the Barratt, and just be like, okay, cool. Kick chase, kick pressure. There was zero kick pressure on Campbell all game. Zero. And he was just dropping kicks wherever he wanted to. Some kick pressure. Lecker, I know you've been getting jerked off by the whole world and how great you are. You still got to put kick pressure. William, kick out, gets jerked off plenty as well. He still puts in that grunt and that effort and those kick chase. It's not just about those flashy tries. You got to put in the grunt work too. Jaden Campbell's just dropping dimes wherever he wanted. Yeah, he was great, and just the line speed a little quick, just a little bit more finals intensity. It just very much looked like, I wouldn't even say they looked, zero urgency, stuff like that. Like, yeah, it was just, I did think the Wade Egan injury did hamper them. Like, people forget how good he is. Like, he's very, very good. Someone said that to me, it's unlucky. I'm like, it's not unlucky, Wade Egan. He's got the trashest tackling. I reckon he got concussed 8 times last year. Probably 6 or 7 the year before that. He puts his head, he looks down when he's tackling. The amount of knees, elbows, and hips he cops because he's not even looking where he's tackling. I'm not one, like, I hear people like, oh no, I should have done that. Blah, blah. Like, I'm not one to like critique what a player should do because they're professional at it and know what they're doing, and I'm not. But like, I can say with with absolute certainty that Wade Egan has trash tackle technique a lot of the time. He puts his head in the wrong spot way too often. You know, it's not like a McInnes one where he just goes in so hard and puts his head where it shouldn't. Like, like Wade Egan is literally tackling with his head facing down, like diving in like this. It's like, what, at a hip. It's like, bro, you're going to sleep. You do that enough, you're going to sleep. So, but look, man, Titans just great. I thought Foran's passing game, total game over was 10 out of 10. I'd like to pick a man of the match in these, but I really couldn't. Like, I went through this Titans game. I thought everyone was incredible. AJ was incredible. I thought De Groot was great. I thought the centers were good. Can't remember much of what Philip Sami did, but Foran was a 10 out of 10. Jaden Campbell was on point. I thought Mo, Randall, Fermor. I thought RCG when he came off the bench. Jacob, how do you say, Alec Wenkel? He was sick when he came on. Like, that, it was just a complete team performance and really, really good, man. Like, I was death riding his, but I've got to take my hat off to you. These were absolutely brilliant in this game. Now, let's see officially if Wade Egan is out for a game or two with that concussion, because that's head knock. It just says to be confirmed. Okay. Rocco Berry shouldered round 25. Lussick round 24. And ACL. Hopefully they get onto those ones quickly. They would have already had all their surgeries and stuff. Big Ben too, eh? NFL looking like. How crazy is that? But yeah, let's move on to the next one, guys. Not a whole heap going on there. We've already sort of talked about those teams a lot. On to the Panthers versus the Tigers. I thought the Tigers came up to play. I thought they did a really good job of making Panthers' left edge look pretty clunky. The commentary was sort of saying Panthers, that just doesn't quite look sick. I thought it was more Tigers up on it. Like, defense was really good, putting extra pressure on Blaze, extra pressure on McLean. It looked really good. Oh, excuse me. But like we said, Panthers just drowned them. They just went to work, did their thing, looked pretty boring. But the tries just sort of just... And then you looked up and it's 30-2. 36 unanswered points, So, no try till the 23rd minute. And then it's just 23rd, 28th, 38th, 64, 67. You can see both halves. The tries came later in the halves. They really just... The first 20 minutes of each half, they just ground them down. Ground them down. I can't remember what my exact bet was with this one, but I know we needed a Panthers try or two in this second half, and I was getting a little nervous. I'm like, hopefully they don't just bloody shut it down and just win this thing, 18 to bloody 2. Then it bang, 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 and probably they had a couple more there too. This could have been 40-something. But yeah, it's scary if you're if Panthers get into this top 4, they're going to be hard to beat, man. They're going to be hard to beat. Even just that intimidation thing, like, as soon as the finals hit, it's sort of like you forget about the president, and then people will walk out and they run out onto us and look across and see the Penrith Panthers there. It's like, damn it. Come on, man. Again, I'm not sure the exact number, but 17 or 16 or 17, maybe even 18 finals games in a row. It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Their brand of football really... in a finals game, they play this exact way, but this score ends up being 24, and this ends up being 8 or something like that. That's how their finals games sort of go. But yeah, super patient. But yeah, they were in a class of their own in the end there, and you can actually see if we go to the Panthers, right? If we come here, Panthers have been been getting better and better on this streak. Like, it's not like they've been winning and then just getting by or whatever. Like, they've been actually getting better and better. Where's Panthers? As this sort of streak goes on. Like we could see here, like they played Panthers. This is what sort of kicked off this streak, or it did kick off a little earlier, one game before. But like really close game, and then close game, and then close game, and then it's sort of starting to get a lot more comfy. 20 points, 34 points, 22 points. You get what I mean? Like, these wins are getting easier. Like, this is like they lost, and then, this, even against the Eels, relatively hard fought, very hard fought. This game sort of doesn't count, but super hard fought against the Doggies. Then they play Parramatta again, easy. So that's what's alarming to me. These wins they're not scraping by anymore. They're winning comfortably. Alarming. And then they have the Titans. Oh shit, they still have 2 easy games left. Not easy, but, bottom teams. And then they do have Storm, Raiders, Doggies. Then they finish with the Dragons. Damn. Look, man, I thought Nathan Cleary was pretty damn elite in this one. What do you get? 1 line break, 2 line break assists, 3 try assists. That kick he did, that banana kick, was so sick. I saw someone say that's a fluke. Bro, he's done that before. That one just is perfect, man. That was so cool, man. I wish that this week's game was on Channel 9 so we could hear Joey talk about it, because Joey would have broke it down really well. He obviously invented the banana, sort of. Well, I don't know if he did actually, but he made it popular. We'll leave it at that. There's a few things. Isaiah Yeo and Liam Martin, to me, were just... Isaiah Yeo, bro. This is one thing about Isaiah Yeo, right? That which I love, which a lot of people don't sort of realise, but he ended up having another carry and it didn't hit. He always runs for an average, like he gets 10 metres every carry. Like, he always averages out. So if he has 14 runs normally, it's 140 metres. If he has 10 runs, it's 100 metres. Like, he always gets his 10. And, sometimes to get 100 metres, some guys are taking 14, 15 carries in the middle. Obviously, your back 5 can get a lot of kick return metres, but every carry he takes, it's just... We're just sitting there like, how does he always get metres and just get to his front? You can have their 3 best defenders on him. Doesn't matter. He's incredible, bro. Nathan Cleary obviously was elite. Blaze, a little dicey at the start, but got into his game. And then look at this from Dylan Edwards again. The boys just look fresh. They look good. And how's this? Oh, they took a couple metres off him. I was going to say, we're just talking about metres, average metres per thing. So 4, let's do that. 69 divided by 4. We'll say 70. We'll round it up for him to make it sound a little cooler. 70 metres divided by 4. Average of 17.5 metres from Mini Moses. Bro, he is tough. He is actually, like, better than I actually thought, eh? Like, that mini Moses, I just wanted him, I thought he looked like they just needed another big body. I didn't think he was actually good. He is really good, bro. Like, 4 carries for 70 metres. Bro, he breaks the line, he offsides easily. Like, he's really good, and he's young. He's like 19 or 20 or something. Like, they're going to need him in the finals. It's good to see him getting some minutes, getting confident. Like, he's growing in confidence. Like, he only got 15 minutes in this one. Could have got him for a few more. I reckon they should have got him a few more. Moses, I'm happy with 45 minutes for him. Lindsay Smith, I'd say, Liam Henry got 40. Surely you could have given him 10 minutes of Lindsay Smith's time. You know what I mean? Surely. Get Mini Moses for 25 minutes, Surely. Tigers, look, man. Just a little outclassed here. Luai's, like, people forget, Luai's never been very good at playing off the back foot. He's a very front foot player. I don't know why it was, and it's not knocking him, like, barely anyone is a back foot player when we're talking about running sixes. Like, when we're talking about running sixes, Wally Lewis, Nathan, Cam Munster, there's not many of them. But, like, even so, people said, it's not pen. Oh, he did good at Samoa. Have you seen Samoa's forward back? It's not a back foot forward back, bro. Like, so he was always going to be tough. I liked Paulette and Tyrrell May starting. It just worked really good. You had your sort of Spencer Linu pumping through the middle style front rower, and then Tyrrell, who's getting more of a volume guy. But it worked good together. It was like 2 pistons. And then Twali, I like Twal. I think he's a great player, but I think he come on for Paulie, and then you don't lose a whole heap. Anyway, not a huge fan of that, but Tigers, man, substantially better than last year. Shout out to him. I'm not going to knock his. I'm not going to bag his. On to the worst game of the history of NRL. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Oh, hopefully I've still got this stat up. Oh, I deleted it. Someone put a stat up on. We can probably work it out anyway. I'll give you the rough rundown on this one. But it was essentially 2 tries apiece. Was it 2 tries apiece? 60% possession. Other teams coming last, missing $6 million of their salary cap. There was a bunch of stats saying pretty much it was a really bad performance from the Sharkies. Like, I personally haven't seen a stat line this lopsided and the score be close. We see these, but normally it's 42-6. This was 12. It was a tie. You know what I mean? The game. The aim of the goal is to score more points, but I mean more tries. We're trying to get more tries, right? 60%. Well, 58 to 42. Oh, where were those numbers? I did have these. So these numbers were with about 7 minutes to go. So there would have been a couple others, but tackles in opposition halves, 102 to 19. That was with about 7 minutes to go. Tackles in each other's red zones, 63 to the Sharks, 2 to the Bunnies. I know there was a couple more at the end of the last 7 minutes of the game, but do you know how outrageous that is? To only score 2 tries? I was really, really excited for the Sharkies because I felt like the last 2 weeks, they felt different to me. Like I said, I was sort of death riding the Sharkies this year for a couple reasons, but one reason was their fans didn't show up to their finals game. Sorry, Sharkies fans, if you don't want me to hate on you or death ride you, go to the games, especially finals games. I know you show up at home, but it's like 9,000 people at your home game. But 2 was, I just felt like they'd been taking up a spot in the top 8 and they hadn't been threatening. I'd just like, give something fresh in there, Like, I'm a rugby league fan. I just want to see, you know what I mean? I want to see some fresh faces in the finals, see how it's all going and stuff like that. And, but then, I don't know, I got excited when I saw them last 2 weeks because I was like, oh, maybe this team actually can compete. They look really, really tough. Brayley out of dummy half, rower out. They look good. And then this performance really sent them back. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that it could have been a clunky, bad game, but not good. I mean, let's go through some of these. Nearly 1,900 metres to 1,300. Post-contact, 630 to 25. They somehow lost the line breaks. Like, what is going on? 12 bombs to 1. Like, they only got to put... What is going on? It's good tackle efficiency because they didn't have to tackle. They only made 300 tackles in the whole game. 21 missed. Man, it was crazy, bro. It was a wild game. But, yeah, I'm really on the fence with the Sharkies now. They've stuck me back on the fence, and yeah, they've got an easy run home, man. So they're probably gonna play finals, to be honest. Like they've actually got an extra win on these two teams above them in a bye in hand. What's their for and against like? It's not great, but yeah, I think they play the Dolphins though. That could be interesting. Let's have a quick look at their run home. Sharks. So Cows will throw everything at them in this one, but then we have Dragons, then we have Titans, then a bye, then Knights, then it's such an easy draw. They're probably going to have the top 8 wrapped up by the time this bye comes, because they win this one. That's like 10 points, man. And then they're going to... So I dare say they're going to play finals, boys. Something to have to go horribly wrong. And as far as Rabbitohs go, man, super valiant effort. Like, really, really good effort, man. Nothing went their way in this game, and they still kept fighting. Munro was awful under the high ball. Got his confidence back, though, and just everything that could have gone wrong went wrong in this one. It was bad. But, like, we just rattled off those stats. 102 tackles, 64 to only concede 2 tries against a team that's been averaging about 4 or 5. It's pretty impressive, man. Very, very impressive. But looking like a bit of a write-off year for the Bunnies. It really is. So we'll have to see how it all plays out, but not looking good. And we're going to have to wait and see how the Sharkies end up. Let's get on to the Raiders versus Knights now. I do apologise. I did miss the first half of this one. I did flick through it. And I watched the full second half. But from the looks of it, Knights held their gloves up pretty nice in the first half. We did hit our bet in this one, which was nice. But look at this. Fogarty, bro. You couldn't give him an extra year, man. He's so good, bro. We're going to have to wait and see. No one seems to think that was a bad move yet. But, man, it might be. Everyone's like, yeah, but Sanders, bro, he was like an Australian schoolboys. Heaps of players have been Australian schoolboys and suck ass. You know what I mean? It happens all the time, especially halves. Yeah. I would have given Fogarty the other year, man. He's bloody good. He's bloody good. But yeah, Raiders, best second half team in the comp. Blowing teams away in there. Man, it was just nice to watch. I just can't believe how different they are from how long? 2 years ago when Whiten was in the halves. Best thing that ever happened to the Raiders was Jackie Whiten getting out of that joint. It really was. Like, if you've been watching me for a long time, I know a lot of Milk fans have been. I don't know why I get a lot of support from the Milk fans. Maybe because I don't just write them off. You don't think they're crud. But yeah, you would have heard me saying that they're not winning a damn thing with Jack Whiten, the primary decision maker in this team. Like, Jack Whiten is an absolute footy legend. Like, I don't want him thinking. Like, the amount of times he just fumbled bags, just did the wrong thing at the complete wrong time. Like, but because he's Jack Whiten, Dally M medalist, Clive Churchill in a wood, you know what I mean? It was just like, he just had almost too much gravitas. And it was just bad, bro. Like, the amount of times I was sitting there going, what are you doing, bro? Like, I'm not questioning him as a footy player. I love him, but I just don't want him in the halves. I know he played in the halves in the game before, but to me, he's almost like a positionless player. Just put him out there and play, bro. Lock, prop, whatever. Just rip in. But anyway, let's have a look at some of these stats, because like I said, I didn't get through this game. Let's have a little look. Look at that completion rate. What the hell, Knights? Damn. 1,700, 1,500, 600 post contacts, 7 line breaks to 3, 36 tackle breaks to 35. What's tackle efficiency like? 35. You'd want a few less than that. You definitely want a few less than that. 9 errors. You can live with that. I'll tell you what, man. That Tomoko's... They've got to get him more ball, eh? Give us a look at it. KO Weeks, 99. Tomoko, 169. Josh Papali'i, 136 in the middle. Wow. They really do play a bit more of an old school style of footy, eh? Like we see a lot now. The outside backs are all over 200 and the middles are getting 30, 40 metres. You know, it's cool to see. You got Papali'i, 136, 142, Tarpany, and then Corey Horsburgh, 147. It's cool, bro. Old school. Look, they're going to be tough to beat, man. Let's have a quick look at their run home because they might have this thing sewn up, boys. They might have this thing sewn up. Raiders. All right, Dragons next week. Dragons aren't an easy beat at the moment. Like, they're a hard team to beat. They're good. So Eagles, we'll have to see how they pull up. No Ola Kawatu, his shoulder came out again. Then a bye. Then they get to play Penrith coming off the bye. Then they got Tigers. Now this will be tough because Dolphins will be playing for a top 8 spot and they might maybe even rest some players. Like if they're 2 games clear in top 8 and for the minor premiership, Tarpany's getting a rest. Big Papa's getting a rest. I might even give Fogarty a rest. Is Sanders fit? Is it Sanders, the half? Is that his name? Sanders? I'll be giving him a run because who knows, man? Fogarty could go down in the finals. Who else would I give a rest? I'd probably give Huddy Young a rest just in case. Because you've got all these good young front rowers. You got Noah Martin, you got Smithies who could do with some more game time. You got Mariota Mooney, I think his name is. He needs some footy in his legs. If they get there, if they're 2 games clear of the minor premiership, I'd 100% be just resting those 4 or 5 key guys. Bro, shout out the milk, bro. Just remember, Knights fans, I didn't write yous off. I had yous in me top 8. Every other content creator had you as a spoon. Look, so this game right here, Bulldogs versus Eagles. Just let's go. We'll go back to this Penrith Panthers game. Left click, copy, and right click, paste. Very, very similar. Dominate field position. Just drown the other team till they had nothing left. It was really good because, and it worked out in their favour, right? Because Manly came to play. Lodgy was just removing brain cells from the Bulldogs front forward pack. He was dominating, but this was the thing. I thought Manly was actually winning the physicality battle early, but they were winning it the wrong side of the field. You know, they were still trying to come out from their own end and stuff like that. So even though, like, I thought Manly were better physically at the start of the game, they were doing it from their own end, so who cares? Like, Bulldogs did enough, weathered the storm, that all went away. Then you have guys like Bullymore and Simply coming on who just couldn't go, you know, don't have that firepower that maybe some of the other guys have, and Bulldogs just kept going. They just played this exactly the same in the 76th minute as they did in the 6th minute, you know, so really, really good effort, man. I thought Birdo, his running / kicking game was absolutely incredible. This is the other thing too. Like Doggy's one error in the first. I think Reid Marnie made every error in this game. I might be wrong, but it was pretty close. I think he gave the 2 penalties and made 2 errors in this one. Man of the match for me in this one was Tracy, though. I know he threw a few speculators, but I just loved his effort. I love it. I really do. It was really nice to watch. Over 300 metres again. Really good. I love that Stephen Crichton's kicking again. Just because, like, this is the thing with Burton, right? Like, he's very, very good. But, like, he's not... I just want him to play 6. I don't want him to have another job on the footy field. Just play 6, bro. Run. Boot it. I don't want him to have another responsibility on the part. I don't want him to be captain. I don't want him in a leadership group. I don't want him doing a damn thing other than booting that thing and running when there's space. You know, Stephen Crichton, even in this game, like, you can say, a quiet game, like, but you can be sitting, like, well, I don't know, for starters, Matt Burton's not a very great goal kicker. Even though Burton's not incredible either, it's just he's fresh. That extra responsibility's fine. He'll boot him over. He can not touch the ball for a while and then go in and slot. You get what I'm saying? It's just like it's fine for Critter to have it. I thought it was an unnecessary responsibility on top of Matt Burton's shoulders, and he sucked ass in games before. He lost games for Doggies last year, goal kick, and the year before. But he was brilliant in this game. I really do love that for him. Sherry was great. Kraz was great. Now this stat here, boys. I'm not too sure. We're gonna have to. Doggies. Look at that, 2,100 meters. Whoa, that's huge, boys. Like 2 years ago, teams were doing this to the Doggies every week, and this would have been a high running meters for the Doggies. Like I'm not even like that is insane. That they've flipped it within 2 years. It's crazy. Now, what was that? Oh yeah, where was I going? What the hell? So, I don't know if I'm not mad at this. Like, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I love an offload. I feel like teams try and run too much shape sometimes. The cool thing about an offload is like every single player in the NRL can just pass to the person standing next to them, right? So if you just go into the line and crash, quite often the defensive line's pressed up, and then you get an offload. You can just go pass, 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 try. Like you don't have to run. Like you don't, because their line's not set. Like you know what I mean? Like just pass, and then run, pass, and you go around them. Like one of their tries was like that. I can't remember which one it was, but you don't. It's a simple game, man. Like you don't always have to run some crazy shape and run an overs, unders, and a double under and do this and do that. Like I do love this offloading thing from the Bulldogs. Definitely better at it in this one. There was a game a couple of weeks ago. I think they might have lost it where they were just pegging them. I was like, this is clearly a plan, but I'm not loving the execution. That you have to win the contact first. Kraz obviously very good at it. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that's game to game or whether this is something they're going to be doing just against everyone. I love it. Even if you don't, just making them make 2 tackles in 1 tackle. Like if that's 22 extra tackles they made them make. You know what I mean? Like that's an extra effort you put in under the other team. So I do love it. Yeah, but like I can't really. It's hard to even pick like a man of the match. It was just a complete domination. I wouldn't say from start to finish. From 20th minute on, like they just absolutely just dunked their head underwater and held it there until they started floating. It was really, really clinical. Let's have a look at some of these player stats here because this game obviously just finished. I haven't looked at them yet. I'm really glad Lockie Galvin didn't do much in this game, so praying I can watch some NRL content this weekend and not just get bombarded with Lockie Galvin stuff. It's oh my lord. I wonder if you know that pass he threw where it skimmed off the ground, and like I wonder if they're gonna say he did that on purpose or something. Look at this, Connor Tracy, 308. This is the thing about Connor Tracy too. There was 308 metres available for him in this game, and he took every single one. It was awesome. I mean, look, 15 of them were on kick returns, but it was only 29 post contact. But still, that's like I said, this number is high. He could have jogged into a couple, pulled the handbrake on a couple, and this all of a sudden comes down to 248, which is still incredible. But yeah, just brilliant. Got to love Connor Tracy. Some stinker passes, but really good. Look at Sherry, both on 200. Sherry and Bronson. Karaz and Sherry. Tuala I thought was solid. Matty Burton 240. Like this is beast mode stuff, boys. This is full domination. Yeah, look, we took the Bulldogs in this one. Again, like they're just. But the thing with the Bulldogs is they're playing finals footy every week. Like a lot of other teams can play like this, but they don't really do it until the finals, or it's a huge game, you know. But yeah, look, I got really nothing. It was 10 out of 10 from the Bulldogs. Let's leave it at that. On to the Manly Sea Eagles. Look, man, they're a Paseka short. Like, just for example, Paseka would have, imagine they had Paseka on the bench coming on, and then in that second stint, he would have could have kept the boat afloat a little longer. But also, look, I love Lehigh Hopewadi, but he's not the best fullback in the team. Like, you're trying to make the finals, bro, and you put your third best fullback at fullback. I love Lehigh. He is the future of the club, but why now? Like, if they were in Parramatta's position, like coming second last or whatever, sweet, bro. But for next year, that's fine. But you're in the hunt for finals, bro. And like people sort of like were like, yeah, man, like you're doing the right thing, bro, because they won 3 games in a row. Like, okay, like let's really look at this for a second. They won 3 games in a row. Last week against the Melbourne Storm was awesome, but Melbourne Storm weren't that good in that game. But let's really have a look at this. Like, they've been going on a skid. Wow, you beat the Rabbitohs, who was coming second last, and wow, you beat the Tigers. Like is that that's it was a false economy, bros. A complete false economy. Like, their best fullback, Turbo, is literally the best fullback in the comp when he's healthy, and he got absolutely pulled to pieces by a genuine centre tonight. Someone who plays centre every single week, and just, I don't know. As of right today, I think Tohu Kola is a better wing, better fullback than Lehigh. I think Lehigh's going to be better, but as of like today, can anyone think of a game, like a big game they've won against a top team where Lehigh was incredible? Maybe Penrith, but Penrith sucked absolute arse back here. But I just don't get this. Anyway. Again, no Lehigh hate. I'm so impressed with him. I love him, bro. He's sick. But yeah, he dominated physically. His ball playing was disgusting. Yeah, it's just not as good as Turbo. We'll leave it at that. I'm not even saying he's played bad. It's just Turbo's better, bro. Like, bro, Turbo breaks down. Who cares? You put Lehigh back there, bro. Anyway. Yeah, what a domination from the doggies. All right, let's have a real quick look at next week's games, boys, and then get the hell out of here. Hey. Now, I think these games are sort of arse, but like there could be some good ramifications from it. Like, we could be saying goodbye to some finals hopes for some teams. We could be locking out some teams for the spoon or finals and top 4 stuff, and ruling teams out of stuff. So we've got the Eels versus Storm. Like, this is huge for the Storm, man. Like, this is a big game for the Storm. It's away from home too. Warriors as well, so this is huge for both teams. Warriors want to hold on to the top 4 spot. Dolphins desperately want to play finals for the first time. Huge game. We have Broncos coming off a loss against the Rabbitohs, trying to avoid the spoon. There's a lot of storylines with these. Again, avoiding the spoon, desperately trying to make the top 4. We have Raiders just, not much of a storyline here. Business as usual. And then both teams playing for finals, and then not much going on in this game either. Whoops. But doggies obviously want to stay in the hunt for the top spot, but no real storyline in this one. And Sharkies trying to hang on to the top, and Cowboys, I know they still probably think they can play finals, So, and then the Knights with a bye. So some, like I said, no huge cracking games, but a few storylines could come out of this weekend, boys. So pretty exciting. All right, that's it, boys. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.